Hello. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Okay, can everybody hear me? My name's Jo Miles, and just like Matilda, and like each and every one of you, I am a consumer. And as a mother of three, it's my responsibility to do my weekly shop. And isn't it getting tough? Do we really know what we're throwing in our shopping trolleys? Do we really know what we're paying for at the checkout? Chances are a number of those items that have been scanned and bagged are halal certified. Halal certification snuck into Australia over 50 years ago as the Australian Muslim community got together to form an organisation for the cause of Islam in Australia, apparently primarily for education and building mosques. Today, the Australian Federation of Islamic Councils is known as Muslims Australia and stands as a national umbrella representing Islam and Muslims at both national and international levels. Little was known back then about halal certification, and really little cared. But thanks to technology, with the internet and social media coming into our lives, more and more Australians have become aware of just how much of a rort halal certification has become. At present, there are 33 certifying authorities that we know of, and it is estimated that halal certification is currently worth more than $3 trillion globally. So who benefits from this type of cash? To my knowledge, only the Islamic community. According to the 2011 Australian census, Muslims made up 2.2% of the Australian population, a whopping 39.9% increase of Muslims in Australia since the 2006 census. So why is the remaining 97.8% of Australia's population being ignored and wittingly forced to accept the practices of Sharia law with halal certification? Halal certification is extended way past the cruel, barbaric manner of slaughtering our livestock. It is now being applied to everyday foods we eat, to cosmetics, to feminine hygiene products, clothing, transport, financial services, and even plastic packaging. So what is halal? And what is halal certification? I know that many of you here today understand what the process of halal is, including the certification and the consequences this has on Australia and its people. But I'm sure that there are many others here today wanting to know exactly what halal is all about. According to the Quran, halal means permissible and lawful. Foods which are free from any component that Muslims are prohibited from consuming. Consequently, almost all foods of plant and animal origin are considered halal, except those which have been specifically prohibited. The opposite of halal, of course, is haram, which means prohibited or unlawful. These foods are specifically mentioned in the Quran, and as we know include pork byproducts, carrion birds of prey, animals that don't have flowing blood, alcohol, sea animals except fish. Now, if it is clearly documented in the Quran as to what Muslims can and cannot eat, why do we need halal certification? Quite simply, we don't. And when I say we, I mean both Muslims and non-Muslims. Even if Muslims do not know where their food originated from, they can simply say Bismillah, meaning in the name of Allah, over their meal and then enjoy, So how do we know what food and beverages we are buying are halal certified? Some products display a symbol or marking indicating that it is certified. Some do not. If a product does not display the fact that it is halal certified on its packaging, then how do we, the consumers, know? Where is our choice? Defenders of halal certification say the mark or certification on our food labels is no different to the Heart Tick Foundation approval or allergy notifications. So wrong. It is very different. The Heart Tick and allergy notifications are health notifications for the benefit of all Australians, whereas halal certification is a religious notification intended only for the 2.2% of the population, but one in which all Australians pay without choice. Don't be fooled. Hundreds and hundreds of products, which are in fact halal certified, don't display any indication on their packaging that they are in fact certified. It is a well-known fact amongst those that have been aware of this issue for many years that Cadbury's pay for halal certification, yet no longer choose to display their certification mark on their products. And many more companies have adopted this deceptive practice. Let's take sneaky dairy farmers as an example, and their Coon cheese. They don't display their certification status on the outside of their packaging, but instead you will find, once you have unwrapped the cheese and slapped a slice on your sandwich, the halal symbol of approval hidden on the inside of the wrapper. What does it cost these companies who choose to have their products and services certified? Well, no one really knows, except, of course, the certifiers and the company themselves. You see, it is my understanding that these companies are made to sign a non-disclosure agreement as part of the halal accreditation process. In fact, I contacted a manufacturer of baby formula a couple of months ago, inquiring as to whether his products were halal certified. He told me they weren't at the time. However, during the course of our ongoing conversations over many months, he had in fact procured certification. So I asked him straight up, what was the cost of certification? What was the fee? And his reply was, I cannot discuss that with you. So it is time regulated standards were imposed on halal certifiers and labelling. If companies are going to choose to be halal certified, then that labelling should be mandatory and visible on all products so we as consumers have a choice. We need this choice so we can decide if we wish to support this particular religious ideology. We need this choice so we can decide if we wish to fund the recipients of the certification monies. So I can't help but wonder, why are these companies paying a fee to accommodate 2.2% of the Australian population? And why isn't this 2.2% paying to accommodate their own religious choices? For the sake of this small percentage of the Australian community, the remainder have lost their freedom of choice and their choice of whether their dollars go when they purchase items. These are impositions, not choices. From all the information I have researched, I am unable to determine exactly where the funds paid for certification goes. I'm unable to establish if any of the certifying organisations pay tax. I'm unable to establish how all Australians are benefiting from these fees. And I am unable to establish why there even needs to be a fee paid to a private certifier when there are government bodies who certify and are responsible for other types of labelling. So it is time to ask this question. Why isn't the Australian government taking responsibility for all of the Australian people and not just appearing to favour a minority group. So what can you do? What can we do? Until some form of structured and transparent regulations are in place, make a choice. Make a choice to avoid the companies and products which are halal certified and instead support those companies who have chosen not to play into the halal certification schemes. Write to your local members of parliament. Get them to do something and spread the word. Tell everyone. Now, many of you have probably spent the last 10 minutes watching me stand up here, sharing my thoughts on halal certification and thinking to yourself, who the hell is this woman? I don't claim to be an expert. I haven't done a degree in religious studies or halal certification. In fact, I don't have a degree in anything. But I am an educated woman. I own a small business, and some of my friends may think that I do have a degree in wine appreciation. Absolutely. Like many of you, I am a daughter, a sister, a parent and a friend. And I am just an ordinary Australian. Yes. I stumbled across halal certification and its processes and consequences through social media a few years back. I did my own research, asked many questions and formed my own conclusions. For those of you who still aren't convinced of the dangers this country could currently be facing as a result of halal certification and its processes, I urge you to go and do your own research. I'm an admin for a Facebook page called Non-Halal Global, and you can find us both on Facebook and at www.nonhalalglobal.com. You can also try another Facebook page called Halal Your Choice. We have oodles of information on products and services which are categorised as halal and non-halal certified. Our information is up to date and it is researched thoroughly. When I was asked to speak today about halal certification, I hesitated. Not because I was afraid of standing up for what I believe in, but simply because the thought of speaking to all of you guys terrified me. Then I thought about it. Here was a chance to do something to try and make a difference. I am not a racist, nor am I a bigot. I am just an ordinary Australian, just like all of you, and I hope that all of us together can make a difference. As Albert Einstein has been quoted as saying, the world would not be destroyed by those who do evil, but by those who watch them without doing anything. Thank you. Happy Easter, everyone.